when we look at the research for women, so we always, like many, we hear, oh, we should be getting enough protein. But what does that exactly mean? What does it mean to get enough protein? What we did, so Lisa Tsakos helped me write my book, and especially chapter 11, because she's a practicing clinician for over 25 years as a nutritionist. And we scoured the research. We looked everywhere. We're like, okay, but it's all over the place. like it's all over the place. It's like, have this much protein, this much protein. So until a lot more research is done specifically for women in perimenopause and menopause, which it's coming, which I love, we came up with a formula that is super easy. If you're under 140 pounds, the starting point should be 20 to 25 grams of protein per meal, assuming 3 meals a day. If you're over 140 pounds, it's 25 to 30 grams of protein. Again, assuming 3 meals a day, starting point. Then from there, you add on extra. So if you're active, if you're an athlete, you'll need even more. How tall are you? What are your goals? So all of these come into play and factor into it. So that's where we covered it in chapter 11, very much in detail. We provide sample menus, we provide ideas, we talk about all the different options. For us, we were very comfortable with that formula based on what current research is out there right now that's available to us.
It's a great explanation without getting over technical about it or giving too many formulas and how do I work this out. It's quite simple. And so that's under 140 pounds, or let's say 70 kilos more or less, you are getting about 75 grams per day. And that is if you're sedentary, like you're not active, right? You're just living your life. And makes perfect sense. If you're active, you're obviously burning more and you're moving more and you probably need more. And I would add on to that, and I think you did cover this, is if you're getting surgery or you're injured and you need to repair and rebuild tissue, you may need a little bit more as well.
So the gut plays a big role because we don't absorb as well or like that as we did before, right? So we know that when it comes to digestion, it's not only what we digest, it's what we absorb that plays a big role. So yes, digestive health changes, so we might not be absorbing as well as much and as well. That's the other thing that I think is really important too. Like you might be getting enough protein, but if your gut isn't digesting it, you might actually have some symptoms around that. Like maybe your eyes will puff out or maybe you'll have digestive issues. So it's really key. So digestion itself, whether that's protein, fat, carbohydrates, whatever it is a key thing that we need to focus on, is because of the fact that we want to be able to absorb the food that we're eating. So number one, but also muscle health. Like we know that as we go into perimenopause and menopause and as we age, as you're asking, is that we're more prone to our muscles breaking down quicker than they are building. So we need to make sure we get enough protein for muscle alone. And in order to maintain muscle, you need to have enough protein. Protein's also really important. So let alone it helps us feel full, it's going to prevent snacking and throughout the day, but also for brain health. And it helps with blood sugar regulation. So there's so many different reasons that we want to make sure that we're getting enough protein as we age. So I don't believe we should take everything and anything. I also don't believe we can out-supplement poor nutrition. That's why for me as a nutritionist for more than 20 years, I want you to start with your foundation, which is food. But I also believe that we do need to supplement because there's some great research on certain supplements, especially for women in perimenopause and menopause. So I have non-negotiables that I say for women, foundation supplements that every woman in perimenopause and menopause should consider taking. Number one is magnesium. We know that, so magnesium is important for over 600 enzymatic functions in our body. It helps us to relax. It helps with our nervous system, to regulate our nervous system. There's some great research that came out, I think it was in 2023, on women in menopause and magnesium and how taking enough magnesium actually helps to prevent cognitive decline. The type of magnesium that I personally love and why we launched it at Morphus is magnesium bisglycinate, because it literally covers off so many of the boxes. You can check so many of the boxes, but it's also really incredible for sleep because it's attached to an amino acid called glycine, and glycine helps us to relax. The other reason I love magnesium bisglycinate is because it's easy on the stomach, it's easy to absorb, and it's very gentle. Like it's so gentle and it's affordable. So those are the reasons I love it. And the key with magnesium is that you want to make sure you take enough. And the key with any supplement is make sure you take enough, but you don't want to take too much because that's not good either. So you always want to follow the directions on the bottle, and then you can kind of adjust from there. You can take a little less, you can take a little more, depending on what that supplement is. So when we're talking I'm talking specifically for magnesium. The RDA is 320 milligrams for women. I believe that's really too low. I believe we need more. So what we say on our label, we say take 2 magnesium. Each magnesium has 150 milligrams. I can talk for my own personal brand. Take 2 a day. If you're taking it for sleep, take 2 before 30 to 40 minutes before your head hits the pillow. Personally, take more. I take 3 before bed, and then I take 2 during the day. Listen to your body. Maybe taking 1 is enough for you. Everybody's unique and different. Like you said, bio-individuality. But the reason I believe we need more magnesium is because of the fact, number one, and we need it through a supplement, is because our soil is deficient of minerals. We need magnesium because when we're more stressed, which we are, it gets depleted from our body. And when magnesium gets depleted from our body, it makes us more stressed. So it becomes this vicious cycle. So to me, you can only take 1, it would be magnesium. It is that super mineral, incredible, like absolutely we should all be taking it. Now, some of you might, or your listeners might be thinking, well, I had my blood checked and my magnesium levels are fine. It's important to note that 99% of the magnesium in your body doesn't live in your blood. So it's in other areas. So again, just keep that in mind. But you will also know if you have any type of, let's say, restless legs. It could be low iron, it could be low potassium, but a lot of the times it could be low magnesium. And most of us don't get enough magnesium. Also, eye twitches, muscle aches, heart palpitations. Could be other things, but it could also be magnesium deficiency. So make sure you're getting enough magnesium, but getting enough of it. And you can get it from your food too. Green leafy vegetables, salmon, avocados. Number 2 would be omega-3s. Omega-3s, they can come from fish oil. You can get it from algae oil. They are a good type of fat. And we need good type of fats in our body. Our brain is made up of fat, a lot of fat. A lot of it is made up of fat. So we need to make sure we're getting enough good quality fats in our diet. Unfortunately, a lot of the fats like trans fats that we find in ultra processed foods are not good fat. And trans fats in particular can be harmful to our body. So we want to make sure we're getting enough omega-3s. We get a lot of omega-6s, which are still good for us, but we already get a lot of it from our diet. So making sure we get enough omega-3s, which we don't get as much of from our diet, that would be like fatty fish, salmon, herring, mackerel, sardines. Like you want to make sure you're getting a good amount of omega-3 fatty acids. I would also say for me, making sure that we are well-rounded will make a very big difference in how you're going to feel.
With the magnesium, we can't test, at least not with a blood test. Is there another test to see if you're magnesium deficient?
There are tests. I talk about the tests you can get in your book, but truly, like you'll be able to tell if you have any, like I said, the eye twitches, the heart palpitations, restless legs, any of that, you'll be able to tell if you're super stressed, like you'll be able to tell like if you need it, but regardless, like, so for me, for example, if I don't take my 2 capsules during the day of my magnesium, the 3 at night is not enough for me. It'll help me sleep, but I'll wake up, I'll get some type of cramping in my legs. It's like this really strange cramping. But if I get the extra 300 milligrams during the day, I don't get the cramping. And I eat, like I have my salads, I eat the green leafies, like I eat it all. I'm just not getting enough for my body. I would say those are 2 really good ones to start with. The other thing I would say, the 2 other ones that I kind of feel like are non-negotiables as well would be fiber, like a really good soluble fiber, because fiber, we are definitely not getting enough of that. Most of us get about 50% of fiber, and we need 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day. And it's like, it helps to move things along. It helps to keep us full. It helps us absorb nutrients again that we need. So fiber is important. And then the vitamin D, like with a K2 MK7, is really crucial.
Magnesium, omega-3s, fiber, vitamin D3, K2. And I can say magnesium for sure. I take your magnesium for bed. I can feel it. It's like cool. It's cool when you actually feel a supplement working. And magnesium is one of those things.
Good magnesium, like so good in terms of helping with sleep. Like I had a woman call me the other day. She started taking our magnesium and she said to me, she took it in the morning and she said she already noticed the difference in her sleep at night. And I was like, that's incredible, which tells me she needed the magnesium, right? Yeah. And ours is very unique in the sense it has a tiny bit of oxide that's buffered with it, and it's very hard to find. And that's why I love ours, because it works really, really well.
Awesome. It does. And anyone who walks through my door gets some of that. And the fiber as well. I noticed the fiber, and people who walk through my door, I'm like, try this. And they're suddenly, especially if they've been traveling, it helps a lot. But one thing about the magnesium, somebody told me this, and I want you to see if it's true or in your opinion, to tell how much magnesium you need. They said, take 1 capsule, see how you feel, 2 capsules, 3 capsules, 4, whatever it is, and titrate up until you have diarrhea. Once you have the diarrhea, take 1 capsule less because you don't have diarrhea, but that's when you know you've reached your dosage. Is that true?
So I know that's something that a lot of people will say to do with like hydrochloric acid to see whether or not you have enough acidity in your stomach for digestion. A lot of the health experts in the integrative or holistic world will look at that, or digestion. Let's say more like nutritionists might say that. You could try it. I never heard that, but I'm not saying that it's not something that you could do in terms of if that's how much we need. I'm not sure. I'd have to do some research on that.
Okay. Are you ready for a rapid fire